Assalamu alaikum. This is the Advanced Competitive Constitutional Advocate Gulrez King. Today is the 1st of the June, and I was in the Lahore High Court year 2024. And basic ingredient of mine led me into consideration of recording this video should be disclosed first that what are the prime consideration of mine which lead me to understand the actual failures of the human beings in the central division benches of the Pakistan. The political parties and the reciprocating parties in the subdivisional benches, especially in the Supreme Court and in the Lahore High Court, as per my equitable understandings, they are suffering from a lot of the issues. And despite of understanding such issues, a lot of the humans are becoming subjected with the erroneous errors. And this is another brutal factor regarding the human miserable situations within the territorial jurisdictions of the major city lines in the Pakistan. One should clear his head before it's too late, because I found that a lot of the females, a majority of the females, have been deprived of the right of liberty as to executing the moderate way of life under the Sharia, which are the basic things which led the human beings into the miserable situations in the central divisional benches of the Punjab province and the other reciprocating provinces. The humans and the ethics and the social values, these are some points which have been decreased in the public sector because of the ipse dixit of the individuals in their own chosen fields in the Pakistan. Everyone want to become an officer in charge in the bureaucracy as well as in the other reciprocating departments, but there is not even a single individual who is willing to perform such functions in moderate line of assessment to the human miserable uh, recovery to their rights. So when I found these things, that which things are leading the humans into such a pathetic situation that they are not even understanding the due credible rights of the other reciprocating humans, which are in relations of the same. They want to defer the other ones. They are basically try to. They are leg pulling type of individuals to each other in the public sector. Despite of providing the proper or eminent ways as to execute a moderate pace of work in the public sector, they just backbite each of them. You can assume that a lot of the humans have become like snakes, and everyone is working in return of interest. No one is considering the element of humanity in the public sector. Very sad to notice such factors. As I told so many times earlier to this confessional statement of mine, that the females are becoming getting old, infirm, and sick, but the males, majority of them, are not willing to understand which things are leading such females into the miserable situations. I'm talking about the majority. The minority would be in a position dealing with the moderate line of the rights of the females. It is another issue that everyone wants to become a government officer, but when we observe that their educational background is poor, pathetic, and they do not have the sufficient reliable sources, so what ought to be done? Last ingredient, the selling and purchasing of the females in the public sector. The females do not recognize this as an offense in the public sector, as per my observation. And after that, what happens with the males, that the brokerage type of the males in the public sector, while just puffing the smoke in the air, telling the lies tales, and their females are getting out while they boast to be very religious Islamic, and on the counterpart, they have a lot of the children. These things led me into consideration to make a law in order to control their self. As a legislature, I have to figure it out that why they are considering such things, why the females are becoming old, and what were the reasons which led such females into the multi-social marital obligations or contracts, and which things led the Guardian and Board Act cases. What are the prime ingredients of the social criminal conspiracy of the individuals? The total influx of the rural come urban immigrants and urban come rural immigrants in the public sector. This is my prime judicial observation of today. First, Jew. I'm out of my way. As I told so many times that the females, they have born a lot of the females, and now they are not in a position as to provide the proper equity to such females as per my observations. Such females want to have a job uh, as to execute a proper way of income and expenses for their bread and butter and household appliances through illicit activities in the public sector. And they do not feel shame on these facts. And on the counterpart, when you ask any question to them, they pose to be very Islamic. I always ask such questions when your females are being harassed in the public sector without having the reciprocating questions. And there is another criminal offense with the modesty of the females in the public sector, that such females are being insulted or abused by those males which are subjected with the top positions in the Pakistan. Minority of the males, they have a moderate peace of mind. They do not have more. I mean, majority of the males do not possess the element of the peace of mind outside their houses. They become thoughtless. They just, as I told so many times, that they do not even consider the modesty of the females to be uh, maintained in the public sector. Very sad to notice these things. And such females just want to have a bread and butter. So I consider this fact: if a female is out of her house and she is uh, after bread and butter, she is losing something, and that is called the reciprocating income and expenses, which could be earned online. If she knows how to evaluate online income and expenses, but there is no institution in the Pakistan which render its services for free. And now we are surprised to notice this fact that a lot of the NGOs, NPOs rendering their services not free. So nothing is free in this world, then it is not possible for the females to be in a position that could be called pure Islamic as per my observation. When the females are insecure about the rights of the tangible and intangible rights of the same subject matter in the public sector, what happens next with the same object of manipulation at the best of the males should be addressed to the public on my counterparts. The males, as per my observations, are not in a position as to deal with the social disbursement of inflation, and the economy is out of control, and now they're trying to beat the time. They have not acknowledged the failures of that fact at all. Their males are not highly skilled. 95% are not highly skilled and well qualified in their fields. And that's why they are just saying that the government is not working while they are working in the government sectors and the private sectors. So they are earning from the private sectors and the government sectors, but they are keep lying in the both sectors. So if they're lying constructively and they want to have a moderate piece of meal, so that would become haram production and as per federal Shariat order. So if they are earning haram and producing haram production, then the crimes could not be controlled on the part of the females and males. We should understand these facts. Stay blessed. Advanced Comparative Constitutional Advocate Kudreski.